Hello and welcome to My Living Room. I'm Kathleen Hirschner. A few months ago, I did something that I only do once every 2 or 3 years, and that is to have a comida mexicana, a Mexican dinner party in my house. And the reason I can only do it every 2 or 3 years is because it takes a lot of energy and a lot of time to find all of the ingredients, because Spanish people don't eat Mexican food as much as people from the United States do, or in California especially. And I met the man who's in the studio with me now, who I'm going to talk to, at my party. He's a friend of mine, and he was willing to be brave. He's brave enough and willing to come into my living room and have a talk about things pertaining to his life, one of them being photography. Nacho, Arias, welcome finally.
Thank you.
To the moment you've been waiting for 2 months. You are a friend of mine, came to my party. That was a crazy party.
Yeah.
I was exhausted. I think I had to clean my house for 3 days after that was over. But I'm so glad that Lourdes, our mutual friend, brought you. You work as a photographer.
Yeah.
You actually make your living as a photographer.
Yeah.
What do you specialize in? Do you do like interior design photos?
I used to take pictures from people.
Yeah.
Then most of the time I have to take pictures from actors, musicians. And,
Really?
Yeah. It's
Well, that's
very,
a nice-
it's very interesting. Yeah.
That's a nice aspect of your work.
Yeah. I think it's more funny that to take a picture from a bottle or from a glass, and for me it's better to take pictures from people. Yeah.
So it's better to take photographs of living creatures than of a bottle or a glass.
Yeah.
Inanimate objects.
Yeah, still, yeah.
Well, so have you had a chance to meet some famous musicians and famous like celebrities through the course of your work?
Yes, of course. Yeah. Politicians, musicians, singers. Yeah.
How do they find out about you? How do they learn about you as a photographer? I mean, have you been in the industry for a long time?
Yeah. Now it's about 15 years.
15 years?
Yeah.
You've been a photographer?
Yeah. It's true. Yeah.
So at least half your life.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, and then too much people know me.
Yeah.
And they call and they say what they need, and normally I have to go to another place for take the pictures, and sometimes in my own studio. It depends.
You have a studio in your house?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Now my studio is in my house. Yes.
Do you prefer to work in your own studio, or do you prefer to go out on a call or go out on a shoot?
Yeah, I enjoy very much to take pictures outside of my studio. Yeah.
Because the space is different, and you have to sort of use your creative energy maybe a bit more.
Yeah, I think it's more difficult because you have to improve. You have to take care about everything, because in your studio you have the control of everything.
Yeah.
But outside you have to think very fast and try to do the things very, very fast.
Well, I would guess that it's stimulating, because you're an artist. Photographers are artistic people, and I suppose it's very stimulating to have to work with new environment. In English, we have an expression, working without a net.
A net?
Do you know what a net is?
No.
A net is what you catch fish with.
Ah, okay.
It's like a, woven, you put it in the sea,
yeah.
Or like you have a butterfly net.
Yeah, a net, no?
A net. Yeah. So when you're working without a net, it comes from the circus. When you would have like a trapeze artist, and they would take the net away, and it's like, look, I'm confident enough to work without the net.
Yeah, that's right. It's the same sensation. Yeah, the same
What
feeling.
is your specialty as a photographer? Do you have one area that you think personally that that you're better in than others?
Yeah, I think taking portraits.
That was what I was hoping you would say. No, because I need to get some pictures, some new photographs taken.
Yeah, okay, perfect.
And I've been a little bit nervous about it, because I don't, even though I'm on TV, I don't particularly like having my picture taken.
Yeah, it's not easy to have a good picture from someone, and the most of the time.
Not for me.
Yeah, no, but the most of the time the people don't like their own picture,
Their own image.
Yeah.
I don't mind the way I look. I mean, I've lived with this for my whole life, obviously, like anybody. I'm used to seeing myself, but I get frustrated by two things. tell me if this happens to you.
Yeah.
There are days when I think I look really good.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, better than usual. And I always think to myself, damn, I wish I was getting my picture taken today because I don't know if I'll look like this again.
Yeah.
That's one thing that bothers me. And then the other thing is when I try to look good, if I know I'm going to have my photograph taken,
Yeah.
and then you get the photos and you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
You think you look better than you do.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the best thing is to be relaxed and don't try to think how are you going to
Just to be yourself.
Yeah. Just to be yourself. And the most of the time, the best picture come to the end of the session.
Really?
Yeah, really.
So
yeah.
you'll like take hundreds of photos, and then the one that you'll use is...
Yeah, when you are tired and you are not thinking how are you going to be in the picture, is when you are going to get the best picture. Yeah.
Well, in the days, in the pre-digital camera days, that must have been frustrating for photographers because film is expensive. And did you used to think, oh my God, I know I'm going to have to use 4 rolls of film just to get the one picture?
Yeah. In that time, when we took picture with film, I tried to do it without film. The first.
Fool the.
Yeah. Full. Absolutely full. Yeah, and then after 20, maybe 30 minutes, I put the film inside the camera and then take the picture. Yeah.
Was that a good technique?
Yeah.
Did that work for you?
Yeah.
And the person wouldn't know.
Yeah. No.
And while you're doing that, you're probably, I would guess, that you're getting a feel for the person, like what their personality's like, and maybe the way that they move their head.
Yeah, it's very important. It's very important that you feel something when you are taking a picture.
Like a connection, maybe?
Yeah, a connection. Yeah. Because the most of the time, the photographers, we are liars.
Really?
Yeah, it's true. Absolutely.
You're a bunch of liars?
Always, because always we are trying to do the things much better that it's in real, no?
Well, you're altering reality.
Yeah.
So you're a liar in the sense that you're more of a magician than a liar.
Yeah, sounds better. A magician than a liar. But it's true that we are always trying to do the best, no? And sometimes you have to take a picture of something that is not nice or
Sometimes the most interesting images are the ones that are not the most beautiful. They're beautiful in a different way.
Yeah.
That's an interesting way of putting it, though. I wouldn't think of you as being liars, but you're right. One of the things that's been in the news, as you know, in the last couple years, is what they're doing to women's images, which isn't very fair. You get a picture of a woman like Britney Spears, for example. You've seen this. And they show her when she was posing for a calendar. And she looks like the way she looks. And then they show the version where it's been digitally altered.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where her waist is a little smaller, maybe her boobs are a little bit bigger. And it's kind of like, come on. Because then people look at that picture, other women, and they think, oh, that's what she really looks like.
Yeah, but nowadays it's changing a little bit.
They're getting away from that?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Because that worries me.
Yeah, and it's not so important now to work the picture after you take it. No, it's
kind of dishonest in a way.
Yeah, it's dishonest. Yeah.
What about the photographer, the one I like so much from the United States, Annie Leibovitz?
Annie Leibovitz, yeah.
Do you like her work? Do you think she is
Yes.
Do you think she deserves the accolades that she receives?
Yeah, she's fantastic. I think her work is absolutely fantastic.
She really captures the image, like the essence of a person.
Yeah, and she had a very good lucky because he took a very important picture, the picture from John Lennon and Yoko Ono.
She took the one of John Lennon and Yoko Ono in the bed, where he's like in the fetal position, I think he's naked.
Yeah.
It's one of the images of the 60s.
Yeah.
What's the best photograph that you've ever taken? Do you have one photograph that you think that is your John Lennon, Yoko Ono photograph?
Well, it depends, no? Sometimes you take a picture and you think it's a very good picture, but it depends of many things, no? Because sometimes it's just something aesthetic, No,
Yeah.
you have a very good picture. Everything works very well. The light and everything is perfect.
So aesthetically, it's beautiful in the way you want.
Yeah, yeah. But the most of the time you need that there are an additional information
Yeah.
of the picture, no? And it's quite difficult. Yeah, I have some pictures that I'm very proud.
Do you have them in your house? Like when you take a really good photograph, do you put it
No, never.
in your house?
No,
No?
no, because it's something special, and I think it's much better don't see it every day. I think it's much better.
So it's not that you're modest, it's just that you don't like seeing your work
Yeah,
on a daily
yeah,
basis.
yeah. I think it's much better because when you are going to watch it again,
Yeah.
I think it's much better to have a fresh view of the picture. Yeah.
That's I never. Well, see, I've never really. I don't have any photographer friends other than you, and I've never really talked to one of them. A lot of people think they take good pictures, and a lot of people want to be photographers, but very few people actually work as a photographer and make their living like you do.
Yeah.
And I have a few friends who are artists who actually make their living, their income by being artists.
Yeah.
Is it stressful?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's when you decide to work as a photographer, it's not easy. You have not just to take very good pictures. You have to look for the customer. You have to yeah.
Well, you're an entrepreneur. You have to find your own business.
Yeah, yeah, my own
Well,
business. Yeah.
after you've been a photographer like you have, Nacho, for 15 years, people find you, don't they?
Yeah, yeah.
Like now that I know that you take portrait pictures and I need a new...
Yeah, I work for magazines and newspapers, and they know me, and yeah, but I have to move the most of the time and try to know new people.
Yeah.
And the most of the time I work for new customers.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
So maybe like you'll take someone's photograph and then you won't ever see them again. Or I mean, when you're talking about portrait pictures, or do you have people that call you up and say, hey, I need a new set of photographs for my portfolio?
Yeah, sometimes
happen?
too. Yeah, yeah, sometimes it's
I always thought
too.
it'd be fun to be a photojournalist, like to travel to other countries, maybe countries where there's a war or something like that. It's very dangerous, of course.
Yeah.
But I always thought that would be sort of exciting. I think to people who aren't photographers, that seems sort of sexy and exciting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. When I started to take pictures, I was in Rwanda.
In Rwanda?
In Rwanda, yeah. It was 2 or 3 months after the civil war.
Really?
Yeah, and was an fantastic experience to me, and but I realized that I'm not going to have a good job in that way.
Yeah. So you're actually working as a photographer in Rwanda?
No.
Were you working as a photographer or were you on vacation?
No. I was taking pictures for a magazine.
Okay.
Yeah, but I realized that I need to be more relaxed for take pictures.
Yeah.
In that situation, you are thinking, oh my God, I'm here with a camera, but that man has a gun, no? Yeah.
So for you, stress and creativity are not a happy marriage.
Yeah.
One doesn't feed the other.
Yeah. I need to be relaxed, and I need to think what I have to do, and
Where did you go to school? Did you go to school to learn photography, or did you just get a general education?
Yes. Was fine art, and
Here in Madrid?
Here in Madrid, I was painting for 5 years.
Really?
Yeah, and in the third year, I started to take pictures.
Yeah.
Work as an assistant for other photographers, and with the time, I'm getting to my own job.
Right.
Yeah, but I think it's important. You have to take pictures. I think you have to have a very wide point of view, not just in photography, in art in general.
I think in fine arts, which would cover theater, well, it would cover the theatrical arts.
Yeah.
Maybe not fine arts, but anything like theater, photography, painting, music. The more exposure you have to different aspects of life, the more you can use it for inspiration.
Yeah. For example, painting is absolutely an inspiration to me for trying to take pictures.
Really? What kind of painting do you do?
Well, when I was painting, it's abstract.
Really?
Yeah,
Abstract art?
abstract. Yeah, yeah. Expressionism as abstract was the kind of paint that I did.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, but I had a problem when I was painting because I never knew when the paint was finished.
Oh,
You know?
you never knew when to quit.
Yeah, yeah. And with photography, I realized that it would be sometimes better, sometimes not so better, but it's finished. You take the picture, and it's finished.
I never thought about that.
Yeah, yeah. But it's true. It's true, no? After 2 or 3 months working in a paint, you say, okay, it's finished. But after maybe 6 months, you take the paint again, and you think, oh my God, I can work.
Well, look
I can work in it again, and so.
And you could ruin it.
Yeah,
you could,
never end. No, never end the paint and.
There's no closure.
Yeah, it's not closure. Yeah.
It's just and because you know that you can always, I guess the word in English would be tweak it or make adjustments to it if you want to. But I bet there are some artists who regret touching their painting again because maybe they have something that's as good as it's going to be and then they do something else and it's like,
Yeah.
Look at some of the work from the great masters like Rembrandt and Da Vinci and these people, and when they do the radiographs, they do the X-rays of the painting. Most of the time, they change. Many times they change the sketches, and usually what I've decided is it's for the better. Like they'll have a sketch, and maybe they'll change the angle of one of the model's heads, or the Madonna or something. And usually it looks better in the end. But I think it's kind of fun to look at their original sketches underneath the art.
Yeah.
Now, Nacho, you speak English really well. I know you were a little bit nervous. No, you do. You were a little bit nervous about coming today. You're like, oh, I don't know, I'm speaking in English on TV. But you speak very well. And I think you've been to the States a few times, haven't you?
No,
Have you visited the United States?
I was in the United States just working.
Really?
Yeah, I was in Philadelphia taking pictures from a tap dancer. Maybe you know. He's called Savion Glover. He's a tap dancer.
Samuel Glover?
Savion Glover. Yeah, yeah. He had a Tony a few years ago.
Really? I see. I don't know much about the world of dance.
And I was in Philadelphia and in New York. And
did he hired you to come to Philadelphia and take photographs of him?
Yeah, to Philadelphia.
Really?
Yeah, to the Maria there.
Why did he hire someone from Spain to come to Philadelphia? Was he a contact through a friend of yours?
Yeah, no, was a contact through a company in Germany. I was working for that company in Germany, and then they need the pictures because Savion Glover is going to come to Europe, so they need pictures, but they need very fast. So I have to go to Philadelphia for take this
fun
picture.
Now.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Yeah.
Will you tell me his first name again? What's his?
Savion.
Savion
Glover.
How do you how do you spell it? Do you know how to spell it?
Yeah. Sabion.
Just Savion.
Savion. Yeah.
I've never heard. Interesting name.
Yeah.
Is he an American guy?
Yeah, American. Yeah. He's a fantastic tap dancer. It's absolutely. He had an incredible show.
Really?
Unbelievable show. Yeah. It was.
So
was
were you
fantastic.
taking You were taking photographs of him dancing, obviously.
Yeah.
So action photos.
Action photo. Yeah. Yeah. And after that, portrait. Still portrait from him. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and yeah, it was very, very, very funny. It was very funny to be there and to know him and yeah. I like very much the feeling in a theater in USA, in the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's quite different from here. They have a special feeling in a show, no?
Well, I've been to a few plays in Madrid, not very many. I'm not a huge theater fan anymore, but I have been to like Broadway musicals and plays in the United States. I would assume if he's a tap dancer, Savion Glover has probably been in a few musicals. Because tap dancing figures into musicals quite strongly. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about it to know the difference, but I guess I'd have to start going to theater here.
Yeah.
Are you a big fan of all of the arts? Do you like music, theater, all that
Yeah,
stuff?
music, theater. Yeah.
Are you musical?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Do you
yeah.
play an instrument?
No, 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 no.
Spaniards,
really not.
Spaniards typically. What part of Spain are you from originally?
Madrid.
Okay.
Madrid.
Spaniards in general are, I think, a musical people, and also a people that are very fond of literature. A literary. You have a great literary tradition
Yeah,
in Spain.
yeah, it's true.
That I don't think we have quite to that extent in the United States.
Yeah,
Maybe to some degree.
yes.
What do you think you'd do if you decided that you couldn't be a photographer anymore, if you got tired of it?
Also, what do
Well,
you
what
mean?
would you want to do if you got tired? Like if one day
Yeah.
you woke up and you're like, I've been a photographer for 15 years, and
Yeah.
I really want to do something else.
Yeah.
What would you do?
Yeah, I don't know, because I think the best thing in photography, when you work around photography, is that you are always learning.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think you can never say I know everything, and
So
photography.
you don't get bored. You're
No,
not bored
never,
because it's
never.
always changing.
No. I have always an idea to take a picture. You have an idea, and then you want to take that picture. And I'm always working, and yeah, maybe one day, as you say, no, but not now. And,
well,
I can imagine no taking pictures.
I don't think there's any reason to change careers unless you're dissatisfied with the one you have, and clearly you're not. But you started out in photography, Nacho, before, I'm guessing,
Yeah.
pre-digital camera revolution.
Yeah.
Okay, me too. I mean, I wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember taking photographs, and digital imaging has changed everything.
Yeah.
Probably changed the way you take pictures.
Yeah. This is a very interesting point.
Yeah. Are you
in
happy
photography.
that we've moved into the digital age, or do you miss some things about the old analog?
I have to say now, yes. But a few years ago, I don't like.
You're frustrated?
Digital. Yeah, I don't like digital, and I prefer take picture with film. But I think now is much better. But the problem is we have to work very much.
Well, you have to stay. You have to work in the
because
real world.
You need now.
It's probably not different, Nacho, than when people used to take black and white photos and then color photography came in. Kodak, I think, was behind that. And I remember in the 60s and 70s, I went to an art school too, and we were always trying to take black and white photos. We were trying to go back to, capture the beauty of black and white, which was kind of like pointless. I mean, maybe not pointless, but it was sort of like, look, just move on. We've got color now. We can capture real life.
Yeah, I think at the beginning when you start to take picture, is black and white is perfect.
Yeah.
It's easier to take a good picture in black and white. But after a few times working, you discover the color. I think it's the full job in photography is with color.
It gives you it would seem to give you so much more flexibility. And also, you don't have to work with chemicals anymore.
Yeah.
Remember in the old days when people had their own black rooms and stuff, and all of those toxic chemicals that you would work with to develop it. Now you can be free from
absolutely.
From that.
Yeah, you can work with the computer.
Can people look at some of your photographs on the internet if they type in your name, Nacho Arias?
Yeah, I have a website.
What is it?
NachoArias.com.
Okay.
Yeah, and all people can see. It's not all the pictures, but I have. A lot of pictures in there.
I'm going to check it out when I go home.
Yeah, sure.
I've seen some of your photographs on Facebook, but I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, we are now at the end of the show, and you've done a wonderful job of speaking in English here with me.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to
It was great to talk
be
to
here.
you.
Yeah, it's absolutely a pleasure to be here talking to you.
Thanks so much, Nacho. Nacho Arias.
Nacho Arias, yeah, that's right.
And I'm Kathleen Hirschner. Thank you for tuning in to another conversation in English here in my living room. I'll be back with more interesting guests like Nacho for you very soon. So adios, amigos and amigas. Have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.